Hi, this is Sharon with Flat World Knowledge, and I'd like to welcome you to a brief podcast recording that we're having today with John Campbell, co-author with Michael Shin, on his new textbook, Essentials of Geographic Information Systems, that he's published with Flat World Knowledge. Hi, John.
Hi, Sharon.
So let's jump in with our first question, and if you wouldn't mind telling our listeners a little bit about what made you and Michael decide to write this book for Geographic Information Systems courses.
Sure. So Michael and I had been teaching a series of GIS courses at UCLA and Santa Monica College, and most of our class materials were derived from various sources. We didn't have a particular text that we were using or found that met all of our needs. So again, we were assembling, labs and reading materials from various sources, and we kind of wanted to consolidate those sources into a single book that would address our class needs and also would keep pace with the sort of ever-changing world of GIS. A lot of the more typically used textbooks are getting a little older, and as the technology of GIS continues to really rapidly change, we wanted to create a source that could change with that.
With the technology,
change with the technology.
Yeah, so that actually alludes to my next question. So can you tell maybe our listeners a little bit about what makes this book different or better than possibly the other books on the market today?
Our textbook is not platform specific, meaning there is a primary GIS software package called ArcGIS, but there's also many other freely available GIS platforms and other pay platforms, and we didn't want to create a book that would speak only to one software package. And so we made a specific attempt in this book to keep it non-platform specific while still alluding to some of the particular functionality of the larger GIS packages out there. In addition, we wanted to add a couple chapters that you don't see too often in a typical GIS textbook. For example, we have a chapter on cartography. So not only are we showing you how to work your way through GIS concepts and theories, we also wanted you to attain the tools that would allow you to create a visually effective map as an output. In addition, we also have a chapter on project management, which is really the next step then from taking your GIS from the classroom into the real world and beyond simple analyst position where you sit and digitize figures all day. We wanted to also give you some understanding of what sort of challenges that that GIS users will address as they move through the ranks of GIS users and into management positions.
That's great. So maybe we could round out the rest of our talk here with the question, which is, what made you and Michael decide to publish with Flat World? We're thrilled that you did, and of course you could have probably published this with any of the other major publishers. And maybe our listeners would be interested in what brought you to that decision.
Well, we're certainly interested in the free online characteristic of these books. That's really amazing, and we really are into this sort of revolutionary thinking that this sort of knowledge should be available to everyone. We also like that the book could be updated again to match the growing and changing world of GIS. This book can be similarly updated to reflect that. And then, as it turns out, Flat World has a great staff that really made the process simple and helped us along each step of the way, and that was really a major plus for this book.
Well, that's great. And thank you, John, for your time today. And I will thank our listeners for spending a couple minutes with John and myself to learn a little bit more about his textbook, Essentials of Geographic Information Systems. Check back on our website as you get to the end part of 2011 for the book to be online in its entirety, and you can request a desk copy to peruse at your leisure. Thank you again, John, and we'll look forward to working with all of our listeners at some point soon.